Well, would you look at that? The science behind autism diagnosis, yeah, one that was long since thought to be debunked, doesn't end up being as debunked as they once thought, not as far-fetched as once thought in regards to a theory that may actually explain the cause of the tism. Okay, a new study has found that autistic children have distinctly different bacteria in their stomachs compared to kids without the condition. Yeah, we talked about this not that long ago, within the past few weeks. Yeah, we were also talking about how, yeah, your gut health can end up leading to a autism diagnosis, but no, that's just all quackery. Why? Because we could have lifelong big pharma customers if you just shut up and take your pills. And the researchers say that these changes in the microbiome, a network of bacteria that regulates digestion and other processes, lead to changes in parts of the brain associated with behavior and learning. Diet and other environmental exposures in the womb may be linked to harmful microbiome changes in babies. Now, the team noted autistic children were also more likely to have had mothers who used antibiotics in pregnancy, suggesting the use of medications could have increased the risk of autism. Compared stool samples to the brain scans of children aged 8 to 17 with autism compared to typically developing children in the same age group. They found autistic children and teens had lower levels of certain metabolites, small molecules produced during digestion, than neurotypical children, causing their guts to produce less of the mood-regulating hormone serotonin. Researchers believe that these changes in the gut microbiome may lead to symptoms of autism like communication difficulties and behavioral issues. This so-called gut-brain connection theory has been suggested for decades as a potential autism cause, but was thought to have been debunked. I don't know, who's the clearly autistic researcher that couldn't figure out that, yeah, there's obviously something going on there, and gut health is a very good bellwether for what is obviously going on throughout the rest of the body. But no, it couldn't possibly be linked to cases of autism, right? God damn it, man. However, a new study injects life back into the theory by looking at stool samples and brain scans at the same time and honing in on one particular set of metabolites. And the team from the University of SoCal said that the findings could lead to treatments targeting the gut, while also hopefully alleviating some of the symptoms that are the most uncomfortable for autistic children, like bloating and constipation. I didn't know that was I didn't know that was a symptom of autism, but yeah, doesn't it make sense that you would try to look at the gut if that was the case? However, they caution more large-scale definitive research is still needed. But you can go ahead and throw a theory under the bus. But no, you guys are going to have to back up those claims. Okay, Lisa Zadeh, whatever, lead study author and professor of Brain and Creativity Institute at the University of Southern California, said we demonstrated that gut metabolites impact the brain, and the brain in turn affects behavior. Essentially, the brain acts as an intermediary between gut health and autism-related behaviors. Previous studies highlighted differences in gut microbiomes and brain structures in autism, connecting the dots. The findings come as 1 in 36 children in the United States have autism, adding up to just 2 million. In the early 2000s, that number was closer to 1 in 142, and fourfold rise. Yeah, exactly. It is absolutely insane that we're still dealing with this stuff, and you want to go ahead and throw away some obvious connections there because you think, well, I don't know, it doesn't really make much sense, but then eventually come back to it at a point where autism is very clearly and obviously running wild. I'm glad they're admitting their mistakes, at least in one aspect. But if we're looking at overall health and things that have emerged in the past couple of years, yeah, if we could go ahead and do a full and comprehensive overhaul of the industry, yeah, I think that is definitely warranted at this point in time. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.